Hey guys, I hope I am audible and my screen is visible to you. Do let me know in the comment section. You can just let me know with a yay or a yes or a thumbs up that I am audible and my screen is visible. Just Okay, so we'll just quickly wait for some people to join and like until 2 o'clock, and then we are going to start off with this live session. Okay, thank you for acknowledging. Okay, we're just waiting for a few more people to join and then we'll start off. Okay, let's start. All right. So the first thing that we need to discuss about is what we are going to discuss. That is, we are going to talk about day 4, slot 1, TCS Ninja or NQT verbal ability section. All right. So if you were there, you must have attended the section of aptitude. This time we are going to do about the verbal ability. Okay. So to let you know the details, we have a total of 24 questions, right? And you have 30 minutes to solve this section. All right. Now there is no negative marking. All right. And the sectional cutoff is 75 to 70%. All right. 70 to 75%. This is the overall detail about the verbal section. Let's move ahead. If you are not following us on Instagram, Discord, Facebook, WhatsApp, and Telegram, do follow us because a lot of companies have started to hire. And if you miss out on any of the company, it's going to blow your career off. So if you don't want to miss any of the updates about all the companies that have started their drives, do make sure that you are following us on Instagram, Discord, Facebook, WhatsApp, and Telegram as well. All right. Also, do subscribe on our YouTube channel because we have completed 3 days of TCS NQT and this is the 4th day. So if you want to know when we are coming live, right, it's best if you subscribe and so you're going to get the notification. All right. Now, very important thing, the first thing that why we are going to why we have asked to follow us on Instagram is that we are curating a PDF of all the slot questions, right, of TCS NQT. Now, from where can you get those questions? Once you come on this page, that is Prep Insta 2021, right? 21 is the key. Don't forget the year. You can click on the link in the bio, right? Once you do that, you are going to be redirected on this particular page. And once you are here, click on TCS NQT all slots question, the first link that we have, and it will redirect you to the PDF itself. All right, once you are on the PDF, you can get all the questions that we had from 12 September slot 1 till 14 September slot 1, right? So all of these slot questions are right over here. Now, very important disclaimer is that we never use any of the questions that are, in the current ongoing slot. For example, if the slot of 2 o'clock has started, right, we will not use any of the questions of this particular slot, right? We are going to take questions of the previous slots that have been completed. All right, so that is very important for you to know that we do not take any current slot questions and we come live once the slot is over. All right, so once the slot was over of 12 o'clock, we came live on at 12:30. All right, so that is how we come live and share questions with you. Now you can go down and you can see that we have, questions from all the section, that is numerical ability, verbal ability, reasoning, programming logic, and coding as well. So we have all of them over here. So if you have your exam after this slot, or maybe tomorrow or until Sunday, you can practice questions from this PDF, right? And once you do that, you will see that you are going to get similar type of questions for your paper as well. You will not be getting any repetitive question, but yes, similar pattern based question in your paper. All right, so yes, that was it. You can come on to Preference 2021 and get the PDF. Also, the link is in the bio, and our team will be continuously circulating the PDF link, so you can click on that as well. All right, so let's begin with our first question now. Okay, so the topics of verbal ability that you have to concentrate a lot are error identification, close test, reading comprehension, para-jumble, alternate usage, basic grammar, and sentence improvement and construction. All right, so these are the basic topics that you will have to practice. Apart from that, you will have to make sure that you have a proper knowledge of basic grammar. All right, that is subject verb agreement, tenses, and other grammar section that is part of speech as well. All right, so let's move ahead. One part of the sentence below may contain an error. Identify the part. If there is no error, choose no error. In Japan, the tradition of folding a square-shaped paper to make variety shapes is known as origami. All right, you have your 4 options, A, B, C, and D. Let's see what can be the answer. Starting off with, in Japan, the tradition of folding. Now, in Japan is the correct form of article, right? And the tradition of folding is again correct form of sentence structure. So we are going to rule out option B. A square-shaped paper to make variety shapes. Now, what is wrong in this sentence? A square-shaped paper to make a variety of shapes. All right, so these are the 2 words that are missing from the sentence. A variety of shapes, right? You don't say to make variety shapes, but to make a variety of shapes is known as origami. Again, this part of the sentence is completely correct. So we are ruling out option C and option A, and we are going to go with option D as the correct answer, because it is missing the 2 words A and of. All right, it's missing an article and a preposition. So a square-shaped paper to make a variety of shapes. All right, so yes, according to this, option D is going to be our correct answer. All right, now moving ahead with the next question. You can quickly solve this question out on yourself, and let me just quickly see a few comments if you have any query. I got different question. Yes, Lahari and Smriti, you can get different question, because what TCS has done this year is they have rolled out a number of set of questions in different slots. All right, so if you're from slot 1, let's say you got set number 2, and we have the questions from set number 3, let's say. All right, so that can make the difference in the question set. So yes, TCS has played it smart, and they have rolled out different sets of questions in a particular slot. So it may happen that my questions, or like these questions, or the questions in the PDF do not match yours. But to make sure that we do not have one particular set questions, it's a combination. So you can pick whatever question you had received. All right. Ma'am, we have to choose a coding language. Yes, you can choose a language to answer in your own like comfort zone. Whichever language you are comfortable with, you can get that. Abhishek, yes, same thing. They have jumbled the sets and they have given out different sets of questions, so you might get different questions. Choosing an electric wheel over a fuel-driven one will be a dash decision in the long run. Unique, fancy, tough, or judicious. Now, very important thing to answer any fill-in-the-blank question that requires you to select a word, right? Very important that you know the meaning of all of these words. Now, unique means, we very well know that it means something which is different, Fancy means something which is new and attractive. Tough means something which is difficult or hard. And judicious means something which is very thought about, a very thought upon decision, right? Thought upon decision. So in this sentence, we can say that choosing an electric wheel over a fuel-driven one will be a judicious decision in the long run. Now, why have we used judicious and not tough? Is because we are talking of the long run. Now, what does long run here resemble? Long run means thinking about the future, right? Thinking about the future. Now, when do you have to think about the future? And when does it help you? When you think judiciously. When you think about, let's say, for a couple of days and then you take a decision, that is known as a judicious decision. All right. So we are going to go with the word judicious, that is option D, and not tough. Yes, it is going to be tough, but because we have used the word or the phrase in the long run, it means that we are talking about sustaining in the long run or sustaining in the future, right? So when this phrase comes in your sentence in the long run, that means you will have to think about it, right? So it's not going to be tough, but it's going to be judicious. Judicious means something that you are thinking about and then taking a decision, like thought upon decision, right? So we are going to go with option D. I hope it is clear to you. And if not, please let me know in the comment section. All right, now very important thing. When I told you that you have to, know the meaning of each word, it is not possible to know the meaning of, let's say, 2000 plus words, right? It is not possible. So what you can do is, you can come on to this page, right? We have a page curated for you. It's known as a vocabulary page. So what you can do is come over here and pick up 10 words every day to practice and learn the meaning of it, right? So once you practice those words and use some sentences based on that, that meaning is going to fit into your mind. So that is what you can do, right? Come on to this page. We will share the link of this page as well. So you can use this page. There are more than like 800, 900 plus words over here, right? You can use this and then move forward to it's going to help you to solve any fill in the blank type of question, right? That is the motive. So yes, you can go on to this link, most important words for synonyms and antonyms, and this is going to help you out. All right. Okay, moving forward to the next question. You are going to read a text about scuba diving. Some sentences are missing from the text. So what you have to do now is, this is we can say para-jumble question as well as a closed test question. All right. But instead of words, you need to fill in sentences. So you have blank 1 and blank 2 to fill up, right? What you can do is, try out of these 3 sentences, any 2 of them will be fitting over here. So please go ahead, try to read the entire passage, take 20 to 30 seconds, and then you can move ahead with the answer. Okay. Okay. As we can see that our team is circulating the links for you. So make sure that you click on them and go on to the pages that you desire. Okay, scuba divers are trained to use hand signals to communicate with their buddies. Not only this, the same system has proved very useful for communication between the driver and the surfaced ship. All right. Now, we have the word not only this. All right. That means there is an additional information in this blank. And what can be the additional information? That means they are also trained. Now, they are trained to use hand signals and they are also trained. That means they are trained for part 1 and for part 2 as well, right? So we are going to take option B as the statement B as the first sentence for the blank one. All right, so we are going to take B over here because it says also trained, right? Because we have the word trained over here and then we have also trained. That means we are going to take option B or sentence B as our first blank. All right. Next, not only this, the same system has proved very useful for communication between the diver and the surface ship. Dash all these developments. Now, we are talking about particular developments. All right. Now, which sentence in between A and C does talk about development? This is advanced acoustic system for use by scuba divers, which enables them to talk to each other underwater. These developments have made scuba diving a very exciting sport. So we are going to go with statement A for the second blank. So our combination is BA, that is option B over here. All right, so we are going to go with option B. All right. Yes, now again, let's move. I hope this is clear again. Once we're done, let's move forward with the next question. Okay, so there are a lot of students who have who have now joined us on the session. So let me just tell them as well. You can get the PDF for all the slot of TCS NQT questions starting from 12 September slot 1 to 13th and 14th and 15th slot 1 as well. From where can you get the PDF? You can come on to Prepinsa 2021, right? 2021 is the key. Go on to the link in the bio. Once you click this link in the bio, you are going to get onto this page. All right, Prepinsa jobs on this page. And there you can click on the first link, TCS NQT all slots questions, and you are going to be redirected on the PDF itself. All right, once you are on the PDF, you can get the questions from 12 September slot 1 to 13 September, 14 September slot 1 and 2, and 15 September slot 1 as well. All right, so this is where you can get your PDF from. Now, all the questions that you have on this PDF are not the current slot questions that is going on. These are all previous slot questions. All right, very important for you to know that these are previous slot questions and not the current ongoing slot questions. You can get questions from all the sections, quants, aptitude, verbal, programming, logic, and coding as well. So all those of you who have their TCS exam after today, that is from tomorrow until Sunday, you can practice your questions from this PDF. Why? Because we have seen that a lot of questions are similar, not similar repetitive, but similar pattern. All right, so you can do it from this PDF. Now, because we have given you a lot of questions and we ourselves have analyzed a lot of questions, right? What we can say is, you can prepare, if you are a Prime subscriber, you can prepare for your TCS NQT exam from our Prime website in the company section, going on to the TCS NQT Ninja section. Once you click on this, you are going to be taken to the TCS NQT course, and all the questions that we have over there for you to practice are of the similar pattern. All right, so you can practice your questions from here as well. This is going to help you out, right? If you are a subscriber of Prime, you are going to get a Royal Pass access of prepinsa.com as well. So you can come onto this page, go into TCS NQT or Ninja or TCS as well, and you can practice questions from here as well, right? So you can get all the important information from this section, and you can practice questions from a preparation section as well. All right, so yes, this is how Prepinsta Prime and Prepinsta can help you out. And now let's move forward with the next question. For the 4 sentences, paragraph below sentences 1 and S4 are given. Okay, so this is a clear-cut para-jumble question where you have to choose sentences for S2 and S3. Out of these 3 sentences, 1 is going to be left out. All right, so let's try to solve this out. Neuroscientists at MIT proposed that doing mental exercises develop neuroplasticity. Sentence 4 says, they say one needs to think of one's goal every day and visualize accomplishing it. All right. So what we can do over here is we have to analyze the sentences individually. So neuroscientists at MIT propose that doing mental exercises develop neuroplasticity. Now, which one talks about mental? Mental means brain exercises, right? So what can be, which sentence can follow this? It can be followed by option P or sentence P. They also recommend. Also recommend, we have the hint word because here first the neuroscientists were proposing something and now they are also recommending, right? So this word also recommend should be coming after S1. So we have S1 and then we have P, all right? They also recommend combining science with spirituality to maximize brain functioning. Okay, next, one method which stands out is visualization. Now, they are not just talking about combining science with spirituality or practicing neuroplasticity, but they are also giving us an measure, like a measure of what we can do, a method. So P is going to be followed by R, right? So we have R and then we have S4. So we are going to go with the option PR, that is option C over here. All right, so option C will be the answer for this particular question. I hope you're understanding how we have linked the questions or linked the sentences. First, we have the word propose. Hence, we are going to go with the word also recommend. And then we are going to go with a method. And finally, it says, they say one needs to think of one's goal every day and visualize accomplishing it. So one method is visualizing. And what can you visualize? You can visualize your goal and visualize that you're accomplishing it. All right. So yes, option C is the correct answer. And let's move forward. Which of the following sentences use formal languages? All right. It uses formal language. So please go ahead, try to solve this question. You have to see the rules of which sentence can follow all the rules, right? And then mark the sentence as a formal or an informal one. Okay, moving ahead. She has discharged her duties. She resumed the services. The clerk isn't on the desk. She is in the pink of health. All right, so let's first understand the rules of formal sentence. A formal sentence never uses any informal term, right? And a formal sentence does not use any kind of contraction. What is a contraction? It is the short form of the longer words. That is don't, isn't, or won't, right? These are the short forms of do not, is not, right? So we don't use any kind of contraction and we don't use any kind of abbreviations as well. All right. For example, short forms, let's say ASAP, as soon as possible. So this is a kind of abbreviation, right? Now let's quickly see the sentences. She is in the pink of health. Now pink of health means that she is completely fine. So instead of using the word pink of health, if we had used that she is very healthy or her health is completely fine, then we would have used it as a formal sentence, right? But because it uses she's in the pink of health of an idiom, so we are going to mark it as an informal sentence. The clerk isn't on the desk. Now this sentence uses a contraction, right? So we are going to again nullify it or rule it out. She resumed the services, question mark. Now this is a form of informal term. What instead of this could be a formal term? Has she resumed the services, question mark. So we are missing this term has over here. Hence this is an informal tone. So we are going to go with option A as the formal term because she has discharged her duties. right? All of these terms have used a formal term, no contraction and no abbreviation as well. All right, so we are going to go with option A over here. Okay, moving ahead. You are going to read a text about philosophy. All right, so again, you have a sentence, like kind of close test, sentence-based close test, or let's say a para-jumble or jumble sentence kind of question, where you have two blanks and you will have to fill those blanks with sentences. All right, so let's go ahead. So if you have any query regarding, let's say, TCS NQT questions or examinations or any other exams, do let me know in the comment section, right? Our team is there to answer all your queries. Okay, let's move ahead. Philosophy is the quest for wisdom and underlying principles of life, dash. This vast knowledge and insights have paved the way for finding many answers. Now, this vast knowledge, that means the sentence before this is talking about knowledge, because we're talking about this vast knowledge. And which sentence talks about this vast knowledge? That is sentence A, right? Every generation has passed on to us its knowledge and experience of the essentials of life, right? So we are talking about knowledge in this sentence, hence it is talking about this vast knowledge. So we are going to take statement A in the first blank, right? This vast knowledge and insights have paved the way for finding many answers. Now again we have a dash. Now philosophy in its true sense is an ongoing search for fulfilling the answers and then subsequent questions. All right. So what can we fill in blank two? Philosophy in its true sense is an ongoing process. Now we are talking about finding many answers. All right. So we don't have to talk about possessions and assets, but we are going to talk about the further knowledge. At the same time, it has created plenty of questions for contemporary philosophers to find new knowledge, right? So because we're talking about an ongoing search and answers, we are going to take the sentence that has questions in it, right? So we are going to take C in the second blank, right? So we are going to go with A and C, that is option B over here. All right, so we are going to take option B. Thank you for everyone who is answering in the comments. So yes, we are going to go with option B. Okay, moving forward. Now, before moving ahead with it, let me just quickly show you why answering each and every question quickly is very important. So once you are a Prime subscriber, you get hands-on analytics. How analytics helps you out? Analytics helps you to understand if you are doing good or not, right? If you are being on time, if you're doing or if you're correcting the answers properly or not. How you can do that? Come on to the NQT or any of the dashboards which you are preparing for and go on to any of the quizzes. Let's go to error identification. All right. So once you get onto this page, you can see if you are a Prime subscriber, you can get hands onto so many quizzes. Apart from practicing quizzes on Prime, you can practice quizzes on prepinsta.com as well. So let's get on to the first quiz. This is a free quiz and let's start. All right. So once you give the answer, you can click on show graph and then you can see the graph. 0% people have solved this question before you. 100% people have solved this question after you. Now this is obvious because I instantly clicked on the answer. So we did not record any time. As you can see, the time is being recorded over here, right? So this analytics shows you that how quick you are and how many people are quicker than you. So if you want to reach in the first or in the pink side, you have to practice a lot of questions, right? So this is how analytics on PrepInsta is going to help you out. You have question-wise analytics in form of graph and section-wise analytics in the form of percentage. All right, so this is how you can use analytics with PrepInsta and PrepInsta Prime. All right, again, moving ahead with the next question now. Which of these sentences represents the correct indirect narration of the given sentence? Now we have a sentence or a question from direct, indirect sentences. All right, so let's move ahead. The student said to the teacher, are all these questions compulsory? Question mark. So we have an interrogative question, right? How can this interrogative question be translated into a simple assertive question? Let's talk about the rules first. So said to the teacher. Now, because we have a question mark as an interrogative question, we are going to change said to asked. All right. Now, another thing very important, whenever you are changing a question mark into a full stop, you will always add the word if over here, or the conjunction if, right? We don't use the conjunction that, but the conjunction if in a question form, right? Next, we have asked, we have if. Now, are all these questions? So whenever we have a present form, right, present tense changes to past tense. So are is going to change to were, right? Are is going to change to were. Next, these. Whenever we are changing any form of direct to indirect, the direct form in these will always change to those. All right. And then the remaining object remains the same. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 changes. And which sentence applies all the 4 changes? It is option C. The student asks the teacher if all those questions were compulsory, right? So as we see that all of these changes have been made in sentence C, the teacher asked, this is first, if 2, those is 3, and were is 4, right? So we have all these changes applied in option C. So we are going to take option C as the correct answer. All right, the student asked the teacher if all those questions were compulsory. So these indirect sentence is changed to those in indirect. Said is changed to asked, added by if. Present changes to past, where are changes to were. All right, so option C is the correct answer. Okay, now for all those students who have joined us recently, let me just let you know from where you can practice the remaining questions if you have a TCS exam post this session. So you can come on to Preparatory 2021 and click the link in the bio. You will be redirected on this page, and you can click on the first, and that is TCS NQT all slots question, and you will be redirected on the PDF itself, right? So once you are on the PDF, you can practice questions from 12 September slot 1 till 15 September slot 1. That is the last slot that just completed. All right. And all of these questions are previous slot questions, right? You are not going to get any current slot question that is ongoing. So these are all previous slot questions that you can practice, and we assure you that you are going to get almost similar pattern questions. All right. As we have seen from all of the other pattern as well, you are going to get similar sort of questions. All right. So those who are Prime members, you have an added bonus that you are going to get certifications as well. Now, if you are applying for TCS, it would be best that you get your TCS IN certification, because if they see that you have a certificate of their company, they are going to give you an added benefit. All right. So yes, you can get this certification if you're a Prime subscriber. And if you are not, you can subscribe to Prime and get your certifications, courses, and materials prepared from here. All right. So yes, this is Prime for you. Now, your process of being selected does not end on examination. You have to go on towards the interview as well, right? So we have the interview preparation section as well, where you can prepare for GD, HR puzzles, improve your resume, GitHub, and guesstimates and case study preparation as well, right? So we have everything in just one place. If you are not placed in TCS, you have other companies to prepare to as well. So you get all of these if you subscribe to it once, right? So yes, that is Prime for you again. And now let's quickly get back to the questions. Okay. Are we aware of our laws? Are we aware of how we can be a party to crime? This is a clear-cut closed test question where you have a few words, right, which you have to fill in blank 1 and 2. So let's quickly solve this. Are we aware of our laws? Are we aware of how we can be a party to crime? For example, if someone plans a dash and shares a plan with you outside a bank, now you have the hint over here outside a bank. Now, what do you do in a bank? Do you cheat, murder, or visit a bank? Visiting a bank will not be a crime. So we are eliminating option B, right? Word B. You do not cheat a bank or murder in a bank, but you rob a bank, right? So we are going to go with the word A, that is robbery in blank 1, and shares a plan with you outside a blank to avoid walk-in, to which you give assent. Now, this is very important. You give an assent to it, right? You become dash in the crime. Now, what can you fill in this blank? Again, as I told you that you cannot know the meaning of all the words under the sky. So it's very important that you go on to the page that I just showed you of vocabulary. Now, what can you fill in this blank? Accuser, accomplice, assessor, or innocent. Now, accuser means someone who reveals your crime. All right. Accuser is someone who reveals your crime. All right. This is A. Now, B. Accomplice, someone who takes part with you in the crime. Right. Assessor is someone who helps you in doing something, but not a crime. Or that's not an assessor. And innocent, we know that innocent is a person who is very kind, gentle, and innocent. All right. So we are going to go with option B over here, right? Word B, accomplice. That means someone who takes part with you in the crime, right? So we are going to go with word B in the second blank. So we have the combination of A and B. So we are going to go with option B over here, right? 1A and 2B. So option B is going to be the correct answer. All right. I hope this is clear to you. Now, if you don't know meaning of all these words, I know it's going to be difficult, but what you can do is come on to this page. We have a vocabulary page where we have more than 800 plus words, and you can learn 10 words every day of your own choice. Use them in sentences, and that is how you can learn words very easily and improve your vocabulary. All right. Okay, moving forward with another question now. The following pair of sentences can be combined into one better sentence. Choose the option that combines the two sentences best. So we have a sentence that has been fragmented, and we have to choose a sentence that can be combined together. All right, so how can we do this? Let's see. Sardar Patel was a strong and tactful leader. He was successful in merging all the princely states into the Indian Union. He used the method of persuasion. Sometimes he used the method of coercion. All right. Now, how can you combine this? A strong and tactful leader, Sardar Patel, had been successfully persuading. Now, had been successfully. This is a past perfect form using persuasion, past perfect continuous form. Sardar Patel is no more alive, right? So we cannot use a continuous form over here. Hence, this sentence is going to be ruled out. Being a strong and tactful leader, Sardar Patel had been successfully using. Again, had been successfully using, this sentence is again wrong because it talks about a continuous tense, which is no more into, effort or effect. Sardar Patel, a strong and tactful leader, succeeded in merging all the princely states into the Indian Union using methods of persuasion and sometimes coercion. So this sentence is going to be our answer. Let's see option D. Sardar Patel having been a strong and tactful leader. Again, it talks about present continuous. So we cannot talk about present because we have was here, right? Was used. So we have to talk about something that is in past tense. So we are going to move forward with option C, that uses the past tense form, that is succeeded. All right. Sardar Patel, a strong and tactful leader, succeeded in merging all the princely states into the Indian Union using methods of persuasion and sometimes coercion. All right. So option C is the correct answer. Okay. Moving forward, now we have a reading comprehension, right? What we can do is I'm going to give you, let's say 10 to 20 seconds. You can read the entire passage, see the question. The first thing that we do to solve any reading comprehension is first read the question, all right? And then move towards the passage. So it's going to help you out to, point out the particular point that is being asked. So yes, let's start reading the questions now. Okay, let's move ahead. The old civilization of India was a concrete unity of man-side development in art, architecture, literature, religion, moral, and science, so far as it was understood in those days. So we are going to talk about the civilization of India. Let's see the question. Choose from the given options the opposite meaning of the word monarch. Now, we are going to talk about an antonym. All right. Let's see. What does monarch means? Monarch means a ruler. All right. Government means, again, someone who rules, right? Sovereign means someone, again, a sovereign power. That means someone who is, again, ruling. Autocrat is, again, a ruling government. But subject is the person who is being ruled upon. Let's say monarch is the ruler, then subject is the citizen. All right. So if monarch is the dominator, subject is the submissive person. All right. So we are going to go with the answer subject. Subject means someone who is into interest of something, someone who can be controlled, or someone who does not have its own independence. All right. So we are going to go with the word subject, that is citizenship, or someone who is being ruled upon by a ruler. So if monarch is a ruler, subject is going to be a citizen, right? The meaning of subject is a citizen or someone who is being ruled upon. So we are going to go with option B, because all of the other options are different types of rulers, right? So it cannot be a direct antonym, but subject is going to be the antonym over here. All right. So option B is the correct answer. Again, moving forward. Now, let me just quickly show you how you can work upon getting selected by using Prime. All right. So if you are coming onto this page, let's say you are working upon TCS, but you don't get it, and you don't crack TCS, and you have subscribed to Prep Insta Prime. What you get is you get all of the material that is there on Prime free. All right. You have interview experiences, coding brush up, CS subjects, interview preparation, company-wise preparation of all the companies. So if you are in your 4th or 5th semester, let's say, you can make sure that you go for 12, 18 or 24 months of subscription. That way you are going to get a lot of time to prepare for all your companies. All right, because most of the companies are going to hire, so you can prepare for all of them, right? So it's not like if you have bought it for TCS, you will not get other material. No, you are going to get all of these materials right in front of you. So you can add some extra skills in your resume. You can go and learn from here. If you are into coding, you can do it from here. And if you want to learn more about aptitude, let's say quantitative, logical, verbal, DI, visual reasoning, or crypt arithmetic, you can do it from this section. and all other sections as well. So this is how Prime is going to help you out. You can go down on this page, right? And you can see the syllabus over here for each section as well, or each company as well, right? So if you go on to TCS NQT syllabus, right, you are onto this page, and we have updated this page with the current syllabus as well, right? So this is your syllabus for NQT or Ninja, and the mocks that you get 100 and plus 5 mocks, 40 plus mocks, for 55 verbal ability topic mocks. So this is all that you get on Prime, right? Now, anyone who has joined us recently, you can get a PDF of TCS NQT all-star questions from our Prepinsa 2021 Insta handle. Go on to the link in the bio, come on to this page, click on TCS NQT all-stars question, and then you can come on to this PDF. This PDF has questions from all the slots, starting from 12 September, slot 1, slot 2, 13 September, slot 1 and slot 2, 14 September, slot 1, slot 2, and 15 September, slot 1. Slot 2 is currently going on, so we will not add any of the questions from 15 September, slot 2 over here. Once the slot is over, we will add all the questions over here, right? So if you have your exam after this, you can practice your questions from the PDF itself. Okay, moving forward with the passage. Which of these is not inferred by the passage? Now, this is an inference-based question, all right? So let's see what are the sentences. Old civilization of India was composed of diverse elements. Let's see. The old civilization was composed of art, architecture, literature, religion, moral, science, and philosophy as well. All right, so it was made up of diverse characters, right? Diverse elements. So we are going to remove this sentence because this is true. Indian philosophy represented unified version of oneness. Now, as we again read the entire passage, we can see that Indian philosophy actually was a part of all the diversities, right? Indian philosophy, it was regarded as the goal of highest practical theoretical activities and indicated a point of unity amidst all the apparent diversities, right? So that means this was unifying all of the other elements. That means this is also true. Indian philosophy traces its root to the foreign invasions. Now, if we again read the entire passage, we can see that the Indians was not the root of foreign invasion, right? So we can say that this sentence is completely correct because this is not inferred by the passage. That means we can say that option B is the correct answer. That is, only C is incorrect. All right, so we can say that option B, that is only C is the correct answer. All right, okay, moving ahead again. We have the same passage, but again, a different sentence. Which of these statements is supported by the passage? All right, which is supporting the passage. Unity of India has lost its essence. Foreign rulers could not control Indians' brain power. Invaders enriched India's culture and diversity, right? And then we have philosophy was not regarded high in ancient times. All right. So unity of India has lost its diversity. But from the passage, we can say that the fundamental unity is still there, right? It does not have to borrow from other countries. So this is not supported by the passage. Invaders enriched India's culture and diversity. Again, as we can see that India was never enriched by other people or the invaders. India had its own culture and its own diversity, right? So again, this is not true. Philosophy was not regarded high in ancient times, but we can see that the most important achievement was philosophy. It was regarded as the highest practical activity. So again, this is wrong. And foreign rulers could not control Indians' brain power. Right now, we can see that the Greeks, the Huns, the Scythians, Pathans, Mughals who occupied the land and controlled the political machinery never rules the mind of the people. That means that the invaders or the rulers could never rule the brains, right? So we are going to go with option B. Foreign rulers could not control Indians' brain power. All right. So option B is going to be our answer because it says that foreign rulers did not rule the minds of the people. That means they did not take over Indians' brain power, right? So option B is the correct answer. Okay. Now we have the last passage. This is a different passage. So please take your time, go through it, read the question, and then we will solve the question. All right. Okay. Visible impact of climate change on ocean include all of the following except. So, like, what are the signs that the climate is being changed in the ocean? What are the visible impacts? Melting of sea ice, except we are talking which of these is not a visible impact. Melting of sea ice, extinction of marine life, studies in biological oceanography, or erosion of coastlines. Now, erosion of coastlines, as we can see, coastlines are ending, right? So that means that this is a visible impact of climate change. So this cannot be the answer. Extinction of marine life, as we can see again, entire species of marine life is at the risk of extinction. Again, this is the part where we can see visible that climate change is being affected in the oceans. So this is incorrect. Melting of sea ice, we can see that the melting of sea ice is changing the feed migration pattern. That means melting of sea ice is again a visible impact. But studies in biological oceanography, a study cannot be a visible impact, right? And biological oceanography is not a form of climate change study. It's a normal biological oceanography study. So option C is going to be the answer because this is not a visible impact. All right, so we are going to go with option C over here. That means studies in biological oceanography is not a visible impact of climate change, right? Visible impacts are melting of sea ice, extinction of marine life, and erosion of coastline. So option C is going to be the correct answer. All right. Okay, so we have come towards the end of all of these questions, right? If you're not following us on Instagram, Discord, Facebook, WhatsApp, and Telegram, do follow us and subscribe to our YouTube channel because we keep updating you about all of the drives that are coming up for all the different companies. After TCS, a lot of companies like Wipro, Accenture, all of these are going to hire. So if you don't miss any update, follow us on Instagram, Discord, and other social media handles. If you have any query regarding any question or any other query on PrepInsta, you can contact us directly on Discord and Telegram. Our team is very active over there and we will help you out. All right, you can also reach out on Instagram as well. So yes, all of those who have your exams after today, right, from tomorrow or until Sunday, all the best. And yes, thank you.